Santos has been a naughty boy. What's this place? Nothing. There's a lot of blood on the walls, holy crap.
Can I ask you a question?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Thanks. Who are you?
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
I see.
Fabio knew the risks. Selling his body to degenerates who hid behind robes and masks, it could not end well.
That's only your distorted understanding of safety. Officers here, they wear robes and masks too. It's a dangerous lifestyle. But it's not as though we were given many other choices.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
Yeah, that's not what I... Never mind. Cool makeup. Nice tattoo. Let me have a closer look. Inks herself. That's impressive. Bites her nails. Nervous. Cuts herself. Self-inflicted. What else? Out and barely visible. Look at those veins, girl. Holy crap. She's been a slave as well. This. Taint recently. Dissociation from her body. Matista seems to be pragmatic about her body after years of abuse. Sells herself to the guests who do whatever they want to her. Not afraid to step over the line. Also, Matista marks her body with ink. Has a genuine interest in mysticism since she has tattooed her body with occult symbols. Matista tries to get over her past, and the life of a performer seems to be an opportunity for her to earn money. Easy.
Fabio and yourself were slaves, am I correct? You have a similar branding on your body.
Yes. It was a long time ago.
Couldn't help but also notice fresh cuts upon your forearms.
The cuts helped me to forget my past, to cover the old wounds and hide them.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and traveled here, to Cordona. Fabio and I started a new life here.
Sat down and then got up like
first,
10 seconds later.
Time. Until today.
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite, sometimes.
I do that too.
I know I can handle the news.
Good for you.
I know I can handle the news. I know I can handle the news. I know I can handle the news. I know I can handle the news.
I know I can. I know. Fine. Handle your news. Who the fuck is this?
Good day, Mr. Manchios. I am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained boors. Although I don't mind meeting young officers, the new blood.
Put it back in your pants.
If you cooperate in finding Fabio's murderer, there will be no need to meet with the boars again.
That voice. Turner's friend? You're the policeman. What a disappointment.
Only an undercover agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective, although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
Sharp-tongued, I like it. May I presume this tongue will get us out of this trouble? I would be so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy after all.
Well, if
I
you
need to examine you first.
tell me everything. Huge nose. Wears makeup, don't we all? Rush from exposure to hair dye. Oh, poor guy. Getting old, huh, buddy? Washed hands in a hurry. Interesting. Interesting. Nice boots. Lavishly expensive. Wishes to hide his true age from the younger participants of his parties. He's concerned with aging to the point where he uses makeup and hair dye to look younger. His being sociable in this manner has made him cautious regarding his health. He uses chemicals and hair dye to clean and improve himself to the extent that it damages his skin.
You are a little over the top with your use of makeup, Mr. Manchios. Is it so difficult for you to acknowledge your age?
Well, Sherlock, that's easy for you to say to an old man when you look as though you are barely 15.
But still, it shouldn't be an issue for someone of your status.
For people of my age, it isn't an issue, no. But the younger ones can be so afraid of wrinkles and grey flecks. I have to adapt.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient, or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't important. Or rather, it was less important than who or what I was focused on.
Mr. Vogel told me a little about your parties, but I would like to know more directly from you.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public. He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose I can't argue with that.
He is a free addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
Yeah, it sure did, by killing a person.
I'd like to know who you usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice. There is nothing that quite spices up life like these parties, assuming one is old enough and has worked many years for the good of one's country.
Oh, all true laborers, I see.
What's Fabio like?
What was Fabio like? His personality,
How
his
big is his
habits?
junk?
Anything you can tell me?
He was the brightest star of my parties. Young, magnetic, and full of energy. I don't even want to mention his beauty. Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
An expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances were flawless. He deserved his payment. Do you think he was murdered because
Nope.
of money?
Possibly. What about the other guests? Were they used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services. That's not something I know much about. That's not something I know much about.
It's about yourself,
That's not
stupid.
something I know much about. I've no idea about that. That's not something I know much about. You'd better ask someone else.
I'm
no
asking
idea
you.
about that. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you.
Nope.
I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
A good guess, but the wrong
Never
one.
say that
The
again.
fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk, Sherlock. I'm quite certain he knows more about the murder than he has told the police.
Okay, but where is he?
You'd better ask someone else. You'd better ask someone else.
Better ask someone.
I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else. That's not something I know much about. That's not something I know much about.
Yeah, I knew it was this one, so I just wanted to check the rest of them.
You bought an expensive pair of cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip for an exclusive
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protege and my beacon also. With my experience and
It was
his
your bacon?
beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him.
Yeah, but you didn't. Fuck you. Oh my god, I have so many. Fabio was assaulted in nearby room. Matista suffered bruises on her body from brutal interactions with the guests during the party. Chetty is a major domo. Kurt Manchius has a washing routine. Manchius carefully prepared himself for the depravity. Murder cleaned himself. Could it be? He could be the murderer. Murder out of passion. Fabio bruised Matista during their fight in the smoking lounge. Could it be? Not many left, I guess. Interesting, interesting. Who else can we talk to? We've been here. This is our special room. What about over here? No? Wait, didn't I pin my... In case I missed something. Those are some very interesting tools for interrogation. Very interesting indeed.
This area is restricted.
Fuck you, I can do whatever I want. Right, let's try it this way. You guys having fun? Archives. Should be in the archives, right?
I've nothing to say about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I've nothing to say about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. You'd better ask me a question I know how to answer.
Have you considered Mr. Santos Pinchetti as a suspect?
The snitch? Have you seen him? I mean, my breath could knock him down. What's so special about him?
As a major domo, he has keys that open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. Could have testified only to circumvent suspicion, don't you think? We need to question him.
Right. I'll send our men to fetch him. Stay here.
Thanks, buddy.
They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation room number 7.
7.
Mr. Pinchetti didn't even resist, our men said.
Thank you.
Well, of course he's trying to act less suspicious. Right, 7, 3, 6, 5, 8, 7. Well, if it isn't the murderer, get him!
Mr. Pinchetti, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Get him.
I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know. I'm only a witness, sir. Everything's in my report.
And I've read it. You forgot to mention that you hold the keys to the room where Fabio was found. I need only to find if the crime was intentional.
But I need to return to my duties.
I doubt the house will fall without you, Mr. Pinchetti. Just be still for a few seconds.
I just stare at the guy for like 15 minutes. Allergy or something, some disease, illness. Burned multiple times. So he's kinda poor. Covered more than once, yup. For a major domo, he's not so major. Ooh. Stepped in blood. Despite having enough money, Mr. Pinchetti spends as little as possible. Cheap makeup hides imperfections on his body in an attempt to look more modern. Dyed his suit on several occasions to save even more money. The majordomo appears to have personally repaired multiple holes in his suit. Body shows symptoms of psoriasis. Jet hides his damaged skin under layers of makeup. The majordomo's suit had multiple holes that have been patched or so. Renovate the suit's look. He probably has a sickness or something and pays a lot of money for it.
You are the majordomo of a rich mansion, and you seem barely able to afford decent clothing. You hide, under heavy makeup, a skin disease that might be treated with more onerous but less harmful means. Do you have money troubles?
Gambling.
Do not have a lot of means. The pay is below what you might expect.
But you could easily change your job if your employer does not meet your elementary means.
One can change his employer, that is true.
And the blood on your shoe, where does that come from?
Oh, you
I
fucked
don't
up.
actually know. Perhaps from a guest.
Fucked up, son, we got him.
Did you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest, and cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role for him, and mainly the leading one. The parties were always Fabio-centric.
And Batista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker. She was tasked with entertaining the guests, unlike Fabio, who could pick and choose.
Interesting, interesting. Santo Pinchetti failed to notice a bloodstain on the side of his shoe while cleaning himself after the murder. But there were no blood shoe stains anywhere in the murder scene. So it couldn't be that. Yet he accidentally stepped in blood. Feel like that's the correct one.
Please let me out. Please let me out.
We got the keys.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
And what's this? Small note attached to the wheel says, Santos, my hopeful slug. Nice. You begged me to include you in my will, so I did. Here's my latest revision of the will. Kurt. The text of the will under the note. Santos Pinchetti, the majordomo of the Manchios mansion, receives a jar of mustache wax and salt lamp that he might always remember his caring employer, Kurt Manchios. What can you tell me about this?
Mr. Manchios says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle. And I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr. Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love. Cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me nothing. I feed on the leftovers. While he wastes our estate's property on decadent parties, he paid Fabio handsomely and showered him with expensive gifts for their disgusting relationship.